Why you owe more after paying student loans for years. Explained. Imagine taking out a loan at 18, hoping it would lead to a better life. You sign, thinking, I'll graduate, get a job, and pay this off. But 10 years later, your balance is bigger than when you started, even though you've paid every month. This is not your fault. This is how the system was designed. A quick history. Before 1990, most student loans came from banks. But the government guaranteed those loans, meaning the banks got paid, even if students defaulted. In 1993, the Direct Loan Program was created. Suddenly, the federal government became the lender, and it had no reason to control costs. Colleges raised tuition. Loan limits expanded. And students borrowed more than ever before. Today, 43 million Americans owe over $1.7 trillion in student debt. How the interest trap works. Federal loans accrue interest daily, and for many borrowers, the interest rate ranges from 4% to 8%, higher than most car loans or mortgages. If you miss a payment or go into deferment, your interest doesn't pause. It keeps growing, and then capitalizes, meaning it's added to the principal. So you start paying interest on interest. That's how a $30,000 loan becomes $45,000. Let's break it down. Meet James. He borrowed $50,000 for a computer science degree. He got a job and pays $300 per month. But his interest accrues at $270 per month. That means only $30 goes to the principal. After 1 year of paying, he's barely reduced the balance. After 5 years, he owes more than he started with. It's not just math, it's psychological. When your balance doesn't shrink, you feel defeated. You stop checking your loan portal. You avoid emails. You assume you'll die with debt, and that's exactly what loan servicers want. The less you engage, the more they profit. Know your options, real ones. In 2023, the Biden administration launched the SAVE Plan. It caps monthly payments at 5 to 10% of your discretionary income. If your payment doesn't cover interest, it's erased. No more growing debt. Forgiveness after 10 to 20 years, depending on the amount. Also, every payment made since 2020 counts toward forgiveness, even during forbearance. But you have to enroll manually at studentaid.gov, https://studentaid.gov, legal tools that help. 1. Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF, for teachers, nurses, military, and nonprofit workers. Make 120 payments. Right pointing arrow. Forgiveness of entire balance. 2. Borrower Defense to Repayment, if your school lied or misled you. 3. Income-driven repayment adjustment, lets you credit past time toward forgiveness. Many borrowers are eligible for these and don't know what to do now. Log into studentaid.gov, enroll in the SAVE Plan or IDR. Request your full payment history. Track months that count toward forgiveness. Subscribe here to stay informed. Rules change monthly. Final message. You are not lazy. You are not irresponsible. You were told that education was the path to success. And now, you're trapped in a system that profits from your struggle. But there is a way out. And we'll show it to you, one video at a time. Subscribe to Student Loan Hell. Let's fight this, together. Imagine this. You're 18 years old, full of hope, stepping into college. The gateway to a better future. You sign a few documents, not knowing that you've just agreed to a 20-year financial trap. Meet Ashley. She borrowed $45,000 in 2012 to become a teacher. She made monthly payments for 10 years. Never missed one. Never defaulted. Always did the right thing. And yet, today, she owes $52,000. How? Let's break this nightmare down. The mechanics behind the trap. This is the story of compounding interest. When you borrow a federal student loan, especially unsubsidized, interest begins to accrue immediately. Even while you're in school. Even while you're unemployed. Even if you're sick. Worse, if you defer or go into forbearance, that interest capitalizes, meaning it gets added to your principal, and then new interest grows on the total. This is what financial experts call debt snowballing. Real case example, Ashley paid $300 every month for a decade. But only $50 of that went to the actual loan. The rest? Interest. Every time she tried to catch up, the goalpost moved. This isn't rare. A CFPB report shows that over 60% of student borrowers owe more after 5 years of payments than they did at graduation. The psychology of shame. Most borrowers feel it's their fault. They blame themselves. But let's be clear, the system is rigged. Loan servicers have been sued for misleading guidance, improper payment allocation, and burying forgiveness options deep in paperwork. The SAVE Plan, launched 2023, finally, some hope. The SAVE Plan is an income-driven repayment model that caps payments at 5 to 10% of discretionary income, prevents interest from growing if payments are consistent, offers full forgiveness after 10 to 20 years, but here's the catch. You have to apply. And many don't even know it exists. What you can do now. 1. Enroll in the SAVE Plan through studentaid.gov, https://studentaid.gov. 2. Download your loan history and check for errors or forbearance gaps. 3. Dispute interest accrual if your servicer mismanaged your plan. 4. Track months toward forgiveness. They count now even during pandemic forbearance. 5. Stay informed. Laws change constantly. The bigger picture. Why are we doing this? Because millions like Ashley are stuck in silence. Because shame kills action. Because awareness saves futures. Student debt isn't just a balance. It's a mental health crisis. It delays home ownership, marriage, children, and retirement. That's why we created Student Loan Hell. To speak the truth. To name names. To expose the system. And to say to every borrower out there, you're not crazy. The system is. Follow Student Loan Hell. Every week we share stories, data, and tools to fight back.